At the end of my last video, I hinted at a change in my channel. I'm gonna tell you what it really is. I'm gonna do something I rarely do and tell you some very intimate things about my life that I've never discussed publicly. When I was in the UK, I remember that
In the last 10 years, I just dated Western guys.
the man at the airport was a black guy in his 30s. I'm also involved in a lot of projects you don't know about unless you're a patron. So, I'm sorry.
In the last upload, I raised the question of whether or not Filipina P is really what we are seeing on the surface. It's easy to not notice, despite years of growth and success, that issues may be harboring that affect one's dreams. As it turns out, I was on the right path. It seemed rude comments towards her weight, while I never noticed anything negative physically, got to her head. And maybe it is playing a role in delaying some of her future goals. And now the Filipina P has unexpectedly shared personal stories from her past in a recent upload.
Raised by some distant relative didn't help anything. Proceed to hit me with a broom handle. One day, my grandparents came for a visit, and they saw the purple bruises on my body.
And one of those dreams is to have children.
And third, I think I am married with a super smart baby or two.
And someone even made a video claiming that the man I talked to is the guy who I met at the airport during my trip to the US.
First, let me be clear. I did not make any claim this man was, in fact, her boyfriend, but a suggestion as she offered many clues.
Well, some people might think I'm here to meet someone. Well, maybe I am.
The nationality of your loved one now?
He's an American.
This man is a good candidate. He is a good-looking man, and while he may offer certain benefits,
Oh my gosh! Yeah, she did.
ha ha ha. Seriously though, most importantly he offers youth, and that seems preferable among most women, especially among very successful women. Whatever makes the most sense from the outside looking in, just may not be the right choice for everyone, as everyone has their preferences. If it's desired to bring children into this world with a man approaching his 70s, then so be it. It's her choice as an adult, obviously, but I am 100% confident that she chose a man, whomever he may be, and who will at least respect her, and not exploit her. Unlike this popular and successful Filipina YouTuber who continues a relationship with this scumbag who does nothing but exploit her. Would P allow this for even a second? Not a chance in hell.
I'm gonna do something I rarely do and tell you some very intimate things about my life that I've never discussed publicly.
In addition to sharing stories of rough times in her past,
And yes, even sometimes my own mother had told me how worthless I was.
P included being impoverished her whole life in the same video, as she did at times in past videos.
My life couldn't have sucked any worse. Not only was I isolated and unemployed, but who was gonna feed my family?
I grew up as poor as the people who appeared in my last video. Actually, poorer than the first two. Dating. I've only dated and lived with Western guys for the past 10 years, and I lived in the UK for a brief time.
Many comments I read about this scenario. This one writes, I'm a fan of P, but I do not understand why she repeatedly mentions how poor she was. I imagine she was when growing up, but as a young adult she was passed on from one foreigner to another that allowed her to travel the world. It doesn't seem like she was a typical Filipina for years before she made her channel big. Another example of being mean. I understand the lingo when it comes to dating here in the Philippines, but being passed on doesn't always apply. In the West, it's called dating, and there's no reason to believe Filipina P was passed on and is just simply dating. But yes, she did travel the world prior to her channel, and not only making her experiences well above the average native Filipina, but also above the average global citizen.
Roy wants to know what countries you have been to.
Oh yeah, I lived in the UK, visited Scotland, some Asian countries, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand. I've been around. Yeah.
You're well traveled.
I think the last time I used the train was when I was in Hong Kong, when I was traveling from a certain place going to Disneyland. My life couldn't have sucked any worse.
Other main comments I've been reading, like this one here, insinuates P is just making up stories in effort to further grow her channel. First off, I wouldn't have used such a provocative image for the thumbnail of a video that is designed for.
So why did I tell you all this? Maybe you think I'm just telling you all this to get some sort of sympathy. But the truth is, listening to my own story is actually doing me a favor. So you guys are like my therapists, in a very real way.
I also wouldn't have advertised after spilling out such dark secrets.
I hope you enjoyed hearing something a little different, something more personal. And if you're interested in more of my life behind the scenes, as well as news about the projects I'm working on, sign up for my Patreon page so you can hang out with me when I'm not making videos.
Especially not when I have already told my audience the new direction of the channel.
I'm only gonna produce one new video per week on my YouTube channel on Fridays. And the rest of my time is gonna be spent on my Patreon page, making exclusive content.
But that's just me, and I'm sure it's just all trivial to most viewers. I want to hear from you. Is the Filipina P a genius by luring in subscribers by making up stories as some think? Or is she being genuine? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to comment.